Only double effort can keep up with the super genius. Patch's antics in the hospital are a comedy show. He thought it was just clowning around, a waste of time for improving grades. But then came the midterms announcement. His perspective was turned upside down because while he studied day and night, he ended up at the bottom of the list, while Patch, who seemed to do nothing all day, topped the chart. So he stopped hating Patch's tactics, humbly seeking tips. Patch advised too much faith in books is dangerous. This meant he needed to stop burying himself in textbooks and actually put things into practice. So that night, he finally accepted Patch's invitation to their next interaction was with a spirited old guy whose bedside photos reflected the zing of his youth. Patch sneakily shoved a toy gun into the old guy's hand and then, with a mighty roar, transformed into a balloon beast, whisking the grandpa on a safari adventure. Colourful balloons created a fairy tale world, bringing unexpected joy to the nearby seniors. As the popping sounds faded, the old man genuinely praised Patch's performance. Because a safari in Africa was his lifelong dream, and now he felt completely fulfilled, no more regrets. Meanwhile, Patch noticed the grandmother. Patch asked her dreams, and through teary eyes, she said she always loved eating noodles with her hands as a kid, so her wildest wish was to jump into a pool of noodles and swim. He saw the sparkle in her eyes as she spoke. Kelly finally realized this wasn't just a show to attract attention, but a deeply meaningful act. It also helped her understand the manifestations of clinical conditions better. On the way back, Patch expressed his feelings again. Unlike her earlier dislike, this time Kelly said nothing, but smiled, exchanging goodnights. She had felt the magic of Patch. But even Patch had patience he couldn't handle. The guy in room 305 got a terminal diagnosis and went out of his behavior turned violent, making him a no-go zone for nurses. But Patch bridged the gap with massages and singing. But the sweet melodies only seemed to crush the guy's dignity. So, unsurprisingly, Patch got forcefully kicked out. But quitting wasn't in his vocabulary. The next day, Patch strolled back into the infamous room 305 under everyone's astonished gaze. Had found the man's weakness. If you go negative, he'll play judge and serve you reality. After this judgment, the guy finally unlocked his heart and became infected with Patch's optimism, willingly embracing the rest of his life head on with courage. As time passed, Patch regularly visited the hospital, lending an ear to patients. But one day, while he was playing on a patient's bed, the head physician caught him in the act. Care to explain what you think you're doing? Just spreading some laughs. The hospital's research found that laughter can scientifically help with pneumonia and gallbladder issues, adding some humor to the place. The director wasn't buying it. He warned Patch that if he wanted to be a clown, he should join the circus. The patients here needed doctors to treat them, not friends to joke around with. Next time you get caught, it's expulsion for you, he added while questioning Patch's grades. Someone reported him for cheating, and Patch instantly knew it was his roommate acting like a little snitch. If you don't like me, just say it. I don't like you. Why not? Because you make my hard work look like a joke. Turns out his roommate, Mickey, came from a family of esteemed doctors and even snagged the Thompson Science Achievement Award. Yet he never slacked off, flipping through textbooks every single day, just to be ready to save lives at critical moments, while the fact that Patch slacked off yet excelled sent him spiraling into jealousy. Because it was a talent that he believed he would never be able to attain. That night Patch confronted Truman, complaining that the director lacked flexibility and wouldn't budge. Truman argued, despite the complexities of the situation, the director does have a valid point. After all, people in the hospital are enduring suffering. But Patch shot back. Everyone's heading for death, but a hospital should enhance patients' happiness, not just delay death. Truman couldn't pick a side, so he advised Patch to keep a low profile, but the director was already fuming over this rule breaker. To get back at Patch, the director announced that he had to set up next week's National Medical Conference, and the welcoming ceremony had to suit the stature of the visiting professors. Everyone was clueless about ideas, but Pat had an out-of-the-box plan brewing. The next day, when the bus rolled into the medical school, the experts expected a proper ceremony but were left speechless by the spectacle before them. The director gritted his teeth at the sight, vowing revenge on Patch. Before long, the director made it his mission to kick this rule-breaking student out of school. To stay in school, Patch pleaded with the principal, who thankfully let him off this time. But considering the director's pride, he ordered no entry except in special circumstances. But soon, the patient in room 305 was in dire straits, pleading for Patch to sing for him one last time. But this time Pat's voice was hoarse. He could no longer sing those upbeat tunes. If you enjoy our stories, please don't forget to subscribe.